Welcome back everyone. Quickly, let's continue our discussion on JavaScript beginners to the advanced level, and right now we'll be discussing about how to display anything using JavaScript, how to have our output with JavaScript. We need to understand some things. The trick behind it is this inner HTML property, document.write property, window.alert property, console.log property. Console.log is used for browser console to display anything into the browser console, and to display anything into an alert box using JavaScript we are going to use window.alert, and we can use just ordinary alert itself. So, and again, to display anything into the output, this one is going to take us to another page in the HTML document when we are using this function document.write. So, and again, this one is going to display the inner HTML is going to display into that current page HTML element. This one is writing into the HTML element. So I'm going to show you how all this works in general, so that you can find yourself easier to communicate when using JavaScript. I don't want to take much of your time, so, and I'm going to tell you some things you have to know, because you have to consider a lot of things. So using inner HTML, let's start from that. To access HTML elements, JavaScript can use the document.getElementById method. This is meant for what? JavaScript and HTML. Document.getElementById. This meant for what? For HTML element. To access HTML element that we want to write something inside it, we are going to use document.getElementById function from JavaScript. The ID attribute defines the HTML element. The inner HTML property defines the HTML content. That is to say, JavaScript is just define the HTML content for us, because let's say we can write, instead of writing all the content inside our HTML document directly, we are giving one tag an ID. Let's say we write h1 tag, we now give it an ID attribute. Then we can now use inner HTML property from the JavaScript along with this document.getElementById to get this ID and write something out. So I'm going to display how all this works for you guys, so you guys can be able to see. As you can see, this is it. The document is right here. We're having this one is displaying HTML. This one want to display ID. So the ID this one want to display is from here, which is from the JavaScript. As you can see, this is the JavaScript code right there. Changing the inner HTML property of an HTML element is common way to display data in HTML. It's very common, but we have other alternatives also. I'm going to be showing you later, but let me show you. Firstly, let's show you that one first. As you can see right here, I'm having this document here. As you can see, this one is displaying HTML content. It's displaying its content, this content from HTML. Now let's write another tag, h2, and display another content. But we know we don't want to write any content here. We want another content to display in it. We want to use JavaScript for that. Let's write script tag, opening and closing script tag, along with document.getElement. As you can see, I'm having it right here. So I click that. As you can see, can you see? Now I want to give it an ID. I give it test. I just want to give it a test, so you guys can be able to understand what's going on. I wrap it up with open and closing. I wrap it up with all this color. So, and again, I want to use the inner HTML. So when I write the inner HTML right here, inner HTML property, inner HTML, then I'm going to I must say is equal to. If I don't say that, I just leave it like this. We haven't specified what we want to write inside our HTML ID. As you can see, I'm saying JavaScript, please check my document for me, get element for me, element by ID element that is having ID of text, get it for me, and write into it ID the ID you should get is from HTML, as you can see inside the HTML code. If we are having anything that is having this text as an ID, any element at all, it's going to display whatever we want to write, that we are saying is equal to write, let me just write number, let's say write 25 or write 23. Let's save it. I'm going to see what will happen now. Nothing will display yet because we haven't specified the content. Can you see? When I reload, nothing display yet. What will happen is that we are telling JavaScript that inside my document, get any element by ID text inside the HTML element. So as you see, we are specifying ID. So we have to specify the ID inside the any tag right here because we haven't specified it. JavaScript don't know where to use it. So now inside our h2 tag right here, we are going to specify ID. So ID, copy this one. I copy the ID there. I purposely do that so you guys can be able to understand that it is working along with this. You can just write it by hand. You can just say ID, understand, and say is equal to, you understand. So but is equal to that doesn't mean you can just copy it completely right here. Is equal to and paste it right and save your document. When I save my document now and reload, it's going to display. Can you see? Now it displayed this one. So to cut the long story short, to display anything using JavaScript by using this function document.getElement by ID, you must use ID in your HTML code. If you don't use ID, it's not going to work. Let me now say, for instance, I carry this ID, I take it out from here, I put it inside the body. Sorry, I have to give it a space. So I put it here. You are going to see that it's going to display. Can you see? It display only what? Only this. It override this, all this text we are having here. As you can see, we are having only JavaScript inside our document. So it override all this one. So and again, you can copy it, you can take it out and experiment it with this one also. If you put it here, it's going to override this output right here, the HTML right here. When we reload, can you see it override the text inside here? So when I remove it now, you're going to see our text is going to display again. Let's reload. Can you see our text display again? So that's what I want to show you guys. It's very, very important to understand all this code, because if you don't try that, you're going to be wonder sometimes when you do something and anything mess up, you don't know the reason why. That's what really occurs at that moment. So I think you understand what I'm saying. When I use the ID right here, it overrides every HTML code I have here. So everything is not displaying again. Can you see? But if I don't use this body, I just came here, I use this h2 tag right here, I save it, it's not going to override it. Can you see? It's not override. Even let's imagine we carry this one, so we put it at the top here, we save it, we save our document like this. Can you see? It's not overriding it. But for you to put it inside this body tag, you are going to override it. So, or if you put it inside here, let's say you carry it now, you put it inside this one, it's going to override it. Can you see? It overrides it. So that's what I want to show you guys. It's very, very important to understand some little scope that can cause issues when you are writing the JavaScript, when you are using JavaScript in your code. So that's one of the errors that may occur. As you can see, we are able to display everything, both the HTML output and the JavaScript output. Let me just title it JavaScript output so you guys can see what really occur here. Let's call it let's wrap it like this and call it JavaScript. I purposely do like that. Let me call it JavaScript output. When I save my document and reload, I'm going to see what will happen. Can you see? We're having JavaScript output here, we're having HTML output there. As you can see right here, if you see what I did, I say inner.html is equal to, I enclose it, because if I do like this, it may give me error. Can you see that we have already seen the error? When I reload, it may cause issue. Can you see? We're not seeing it. So because I wrap it with this double colon, because it's a long text, that's why I wrap it with the double colon. So when I wrap it like that, I reload my document, it's going to display very well. So that's all we have to know for now about that. So, and again, we can now switch, we can now use this document.write also, maybe see how it functions. Let's copy document.write. Instead of using this inner HTML, let's use document.write. But this document.write work in another way entirely. We are going to write everything inside it. Instead of saying is equal to, we are not going to use is equal to right here. We are just going to copy everything. No. You are not going to do that. I'm going to tell you what will happen now. Let's say for instance now, we paste it here. Do like this. And save our document. Let's reload. Can you see? It's not displaying. The reason why it's not displaying is because this one is not going to work at all in this way at all. It's going to give you an error. The reason why is that you must use inner our inner HTML method. That our inner HTML. We must use it and we must say is equal to. You understand? Inner HTML say is equal to, as you can see now, our everything is going to display. If you don't use this inner HTML, it's never going to display. It's never going to display. So just imagine you write it in capital letter inner HTML, it's still going to work. Can you see? But you are seeing one error here, as you can see, because we use capital letter type of it. But if we don't use the capital letter type, we use normal HTML, we use HTML in lower way. So you have to experiment it. If not, you are going to see different errors that is not concern your what you are doing. Can you see? Because I use the normal one, we are using the HTML in lowercase, but the H, only the H is having the capital letter, as you can see, and everything is displaying correctly. As you can see, we are able to use inner HTML along with the document.write. This document.write cannot work alone right here inside our document. There is a place you can use it alone, but right now, because we are using it along with this, all these methods together, this property together, document.get element by ID along with ID like that, you cannot use it all alone right here because we are displaying it directly. There may be another way, and there will be some ways also we are using it, but right now, to use it, you must use it along with inner HTML, along with document.write. So inside the document.write, open and closing bracket, we are having our text inside it, and we can write just 23 also. When we reload, can you see it displays? So if you notice very well, when I write 23 is whenever I want to write number. When I write number, I don't put apostrophe because it's not compulsory, but you can still put apostrophe just because of an error in the future. But it's not important to put an apostrophe because you are not writing text. You understand what I'm saying? So that's why I put this double quote. This double quote. So that's why I'm using double quote. So you have to know that also. When you reload, can you see everything works fine? So, and again, we can use alert also, window.alert. When I use the window.alert function, let's use window.alert. When I save my document and reload, we'll see what will happen. Can you see the alert pop up? Can you see? I press OK, everything works fine. Now imagine when you write this one in HTML capital letter, HTML. When I save and reload, can you see the alert pop up? When I press OK, can you see that undefined pops out? Can you see that undefined pops out? So always remember to enclose it in small letter HTML so that you won't find that kind of error again. And again, let's use the console.log part of it also. When I copy this one and I use it, when I put it here, I replace it with this console.log. When I save my document and reload, can you see we don't see it? But how can we find that one? Because it's inside the console.log. You can just right click and write inspect and click inspect. Inside the inspect, you are going to see this console at the top right here. Click it. you are going to see whatsoever is the output. This is our output. I'm going to teach you about all these things later, but I want you guys to follow along the way I'm doing, gently like this, because it's very important to understand some basic things. As you can see, I enlarge it so you guys can see it clearly. This is our text right here, as you can see. So if I delete this one right now and run it again, can you see nothing display because we don't have any code here? But if I want to run the code directly from there, I can just carry all this code. It will work. Let's see, it's not going to work right now because of some things. So later I'm going to show you how we can use our code right here later. But just remember, if you save your document and reload, if you are using console.log, if you reload now, you are going to see output right here. Let's reload. Can you see? Because our output is correct, everything is correct, everything, no error, no warning. As you can see, error, nothing, no error, no warning. So everything is working fine. Information, the inner HTML file that we wrote, can you see? When we click it, you are going to see the file. So that's all I want to show you guys for now. Let me close all this, not to disturb ourselves. So I don't want all this to be like magic. As you can see, every time I open it, because we are having a data inside our file, so it's displaying because of our what console.log property that we write here. So always come here inside your browser, right click. When you right click, you are going to see this inspect. Click the inspect. After clicking the inspect, you can see, look at the top right here. After the inspector, you are going to see console.log. Can you see? And the output is going to display right here. As you can see, here's the output. So inspect is going to display only the HTML file, and the console is going to display. And if you click the bug is going to show you maybe there is an error somewhere. So but this one is perfect and it's nice. We are able to see our code. So if you notice very well, there is 4 ways we have used so far. We have used inner HTML, console.log, and also document.write. We have used inner HTML, we have used document.write, window.alert. So if you notice very well, this one we can use it along with the value is equal to. But this one, let me specify it here. If you have to use the inner HTML, you can use it like this, is equal to, you understand, whatsoever value you want to write. As a test, you understand, you can say wow, you understand, it's going to display. But if you are going to use this document.write, you must use like inner HTML along with it, like inner HTML is equal to, you understand. So and again, if you have to use this window.alert also, I think you have to use this one inner HTML again with it again. And if you have to use this console.log also, you have to use inner HTML along with is equal to, delete all this dot, and all your text whatsoever you want to write can be inside here, inside here, inside here, inside here. As you can see, I think my explanation is right now. You guys should be able to understand all these things very well. Only the inner HTML can be able to use, and there is other thing we can use as well. And if you don't want to use the inner HTML, and most times if you use the capital letter, don't forget, whenever you use the capital letter, you can get the undefined error. So try to use HTML in small letter, inner HTML in small letter. Only the H is going to be capital letter HTML. Can you see? Now everything is working perfect. So whenever you find yourself, make sure you practice, because practice makes perfect. So like I was saying, let me read all this document for you guys so you guys can be able to see what is happening. Changing the inner HTML property of an HTML element is a common way to display data in HTML. Using document.write for testing purpose is convenient to use it for testing purposes. So using document.write after HTML, as you can see right here, after HTML document is loaded, we delete all existing HTML. I think I've told you earlier the way that one works. So and again, you can use it inside the on click. So like for instance now, there's another way you can use the document.write. You can use the document.write in another way if you don't want to use it right here. So let's say for instance now, we delete all these things we are having is a script now. So inside here, you can just write on click. When we click, we want to turn this one to button. Let's turn it to a button. Let me give it no I'm not giving an ID. So let's just turn it to a button. Let's imagine this. Let's create a button itself as a professional or something. So let's just say button. Okay, let's click me. When we say click me, save our document and reload. When I reload, can you see when I click it, can you see nothing happens, right? But when we use on click function, we haven't get there, but I'm just showing you this on click function. Inside here, you can just use our document.write function, document.write, and we can just enclose it like this and write whatsoever you want to write inside. Because this one is showing error, you can just write one column like this column like this. Because when I use the double column, as you can see, it shows me an error, as you can see. But right here, I can just use one column like this. Inside it, I can write whatever I want to write. I can just write 23, my 20. When I write my 20 right here, I reload my document. When I reload, when I click, can you see the 23 displays? So after that, if you notice very well, you can do mathematical expression also. You can just say 23 plus 23, you understand? But when you do 23 plus 23 now, like this, it's never going to work. Plus 23, let's see what will happen. It's never going to work. It's just going to display it. Can you see it display it? But if you want to calculate the function normal, you will remove this apostrophes here and save your document, and it's going to give you the answer to 23 plus 23. Can you see? Now we're having 46. That's what I want to show you guys. Let me see if there is other thing you have to know again. You can skip, as you can see, the window.alert also you can use it only. So we can use it only, but let me see how this works, so you guys can be able to see. When I click, when we do like this now, let's say we write our script like this and we write window.alert like this, it's going to display the calculation. Can you see now it's 11 right here. When I show, can you see when I reload again, it's displaying the 11. As you can see, the pop-up is showing me 11. So I'll show you different ways we can use alert also now. As you can see, this is another way we can use the alert. We can use it only along with the window.alert windows. When I say alert only, let's see what will happen when I reload. Can you see it displays? So it doesn't matter if you use window.alert or alert. So the same thing goes right here. Let's see. Let's say you can skip the window key. As you can see, I skip it and it works. In JavaScript, the window object is the global scope object. This means that variables, properties, and methods by default belong to the window object. This also means that specifying the window keyword is optional. So definitely it is optional. You can use alert like that also. Console.log. For debugging purposes, you can call the console.log method in the browser to display the data. We will learn more about debugging in a later chapter. As you can see, you can use that also with the console.log also. Most of the functions you can do that also to them. When I save it now, when I reload my document, can you see we don't see anything? But when we check our console, we go to inspect and we check this console. As you can see, we are able to see this 11 right here. So I want to show you that, and again, there is one function right here. This is the last, not the least, I want to show you for now, because we are still getting towards another advanced level. JavaScript print. The JavaScript does not have any print object or print methods. You cannot access output devices from JavaScript by using print like that. So the only exception is that you can call the window.print method in the browser to print the content of the current window. So this one is using along with the printer, main printer, our normal printer at home or in the office. When you use this function, this window.print function, it's going to print the document for you. That is the benefit of using the window.print function. So let me show you how this works quickly, because it's very, very important also. When I reload my document here, you see no any problem here at all. But the funniest part is if we use, like right here now, if we say window.print, let me show you, and window.print I use it, I save my document. When I reload, can you see what happens? It's just going to display this document we are writing right here. We are able to print it, send it to our printer or whatsoever. Let me show you how it works again. Let's say for instance now you have this old document, a lot of documents here. You have write a lot of documents, a lot of document. When you save your document like this, you reload. As you can see, we have this page and we want to print it using JavaScript. To print it using JavaScript, you are just going to come here. When you come here, just write your script tag. Inside your script tag, write window. You can just write print only. If you write print only, it should work. If you write print and you reload your document, can you see now it's print direct without any problem? Can you see the document? So that's main benefit. And you can, if you want to also, you can just use window, you understand, window dot print. So the same thing as well. So when I save my document now, can you see we are able to, well, you will just need to reload, that's all, and you will be able to see the print function instead of writing. And if you don't want to use that JavaScript function, we can just use your control P, the same thing the control is going to do for us. As you can see, I'm pressing control P in my keyboard. Can you see now it's open without reloading at all? So that is also what's going on. This is all I have for you guys today. I want you guys to practice, because practice makes perfect. I want us to finish all this JavaScript basics to the basics to the advanced level in early time. That's why I rush all this for you guys, and I hope you guys get my explanation. Anwar akorede ayofe is my name once again. I wish to see you guys next time to the next tutorial. Peace and love. Have a great day. Thank you so much. Bye bye, and to the next. Thank you.